micromanagement leadership styles, if you're trying to build something scalable, I mean, it's near impossible, right? You can't be everywhere doing everything, and there's no way that you can be an expert in everything. Once you know yourself and can get yourself the hell out of the way, then you'll know exactly who you need to bring in and what you need to do to augment the power of the collective, because it is a collective that gets stuff done brilliantly. It's never on your own. It's always collaborating with others or finding synergy and working together in smarter ways. This idea of being able to be all things to all people is madness. Then again, once again, we need to find that golden thread of values, get that right, and then bringing in those different skills and the experience and the richness of the collective. Means that together we can solve problems, we can find better ways of doing stuff, we can innovate, we can get creative. And the other thing is, don't just think of your team, think of bringing in as a leader, think of bringing in outside experts who can give different perspectives on different parts of your business and infuse ideas that already exist. In most major organizations, the best ideas come from within the organization. However, the environment in the organization doesn't allow them to unfold. So there are a lot of bright, smart, creative, innovative people who have fantastic ideas about how to do their job better, or parts of their job, or something within the organization. And they end up, perhaps trying to get their ideas forward, and that they've got nowhere to land, and off they go, and often this is the history of very successful startups. They'll get really frustrated, they'll go off, they'll find an investor and get some VC money, and then the company that actually lost them will have to buy that piece of innovation back. So it's you've got to create that culture of innovation within an organization to foster this kind of thinking. And always bring in outside thinking, outside expertise to really fuel that, to help it to grow. Yeah, so with major global listed organizations, they're traditionally not designed to foster innovation. They're designed to, which is why their M&A departments are huge, right? That's, you buy in, something that's going to take you to the next level or what have you. And major organizations are really focused on making sure that whatever they're delivering, the quality is consistent time and time again. From a legal and from a sort of back office perspective, they're brilliant at making sure that there is that consistency throughout policy, etc., etc. So, I've actually got a fantastic friend who's in San Fran who helped one household name listed company to actually set up a situation where they part-funded ideas but outside of the organization. And then the person with the innovative idea who'd originated from within the company would have to find funding somewhere else, bootstrap it or find some VC funding or what have you, with an option to buy back. And that seems to be a pretty healthy way that these organizations are actually dealing with innovation. I think most major organizations have had innovation hubs and what have you, or, tried incubating ideas within the organization, but I am talking global listed companies, so perhaps a different environment altogether. And I think that unfortunately, because the culture doesn't support that, it doesn't have that innovation culture throughout the organization, it's very easy for that to drown and get lost, and that raw driving, striving energy to create and break things fast and fail and fail again, really isn't supported. So there have to be smarter ways of doing it for SMEs and people who are perhaps multiple entrepreneurs and what have you. Very different stories. So we've got to look at the ecosystem, we've got to look at the culture, the organization, and it's not always saying you're wrong, you've got to change that, but that needs to exist for the purpose that it is there for and why it does particularly well. But we will also want to foster this other thing. So let's come up with a smarter way of doing that thing that isn't tethered or drowned out by the culture that exists for something that is meant to be global and consistent and what have you.